Welcome back, grade 7s, to the second part of the poster tutorial for Pixlr. Your poster should look like this. If it doesn't, please go back to video 1 and make sure it does look like this. Remember that it is imperative, which means very important, to save your project always as a PXD layered file. And I've been saving it to the desktop. It'll ask me if I want to replace it, and I do because I've made changes. Do that often because we can lose our work if we don't. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some text into the star. I'm going to add a price of a common price that this company would charge, $100. That backslash means per, and then I'll go sq.ft. per square foot. Now I want to change the color of the text to black because that'll be the most appropriate. And that looks good. So I press OK. I want to change the size because it's a bit big yet, down to about size 20. And I'll click OK, and I'm going to move it a little bit, so I got to grab the arrow or the move tool. And I'm going to put it right where I can see it. That looks good. And you see that you have it named as a layer, so that's great. I'm going to add some more text starting right here just to give the viewer of the poster an idea of what this company does. So I'm going to write, we specialize in. Now for some reason my text is yellow and I want to change that. I want to make it black. So that looks better, and I want to also go up in size quite a bit. That's too big. So I'll go about, we'll say 36. I like the font, it looks okay. And I want to move it a little bit as well, just so it's, there we go. I want to add some more text. Now I'm going to use the hyphen as kind of a bullet. And you'll notice that it's still typing yellow. That's okay, I'll fix that in a second. Okay, so I have some text in there. Now I'm going to change the color to black because that'll make it look a lot better. I want to change the font to something a little more fancy, possibly. So let's see what we can find. So you're going to have to kind of go experiment a little bit, go through what looks good, what doesn't. I think I like I think it was called Palatino. Oh, there we go. Mistral, I like that. Kind of looks fancy, gives it a little bit of an interesting look. I want to move that down a little bit so we have some room to see it. Now I also now I want to add something called a QR code. For those of you who don't know what a QR code is, I will teach you. So open up a new tab in your web browser, and we'll just go to Google. And my internet is extremely slow tonight. It is a Saturday night. You guys are probably having so much fun somewhere, and I am planning for your success and for your future. Anyways, so we're here, we're at Google, and I'm going to type in Go QArmy, and that is something that that should pop up with this website here, and this will create a QR code for us. We're going to create one for a URL, so you want to click on that and just type in www.hammertime.com. And you see here that it created that for us. Let's make it a bit smaller because we don't need it that big. make it 150 by 150 and download it. You'll see that it's downloading it over here. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to make sure it's saved or exported to the right spot. I'm just going to do it to my desktop, and I'm going to call it QR code. I'll call it poster QR code so I know what it is, and I will save that to my desktop just like that. Now what I want to do is I can close out of here, go back to my editor, and I want to insert that into this poster. So I want to go open image, go to my desktop, and I apologize for how slow this is going. Now I have to find the poster QR code. So there it is right there. And I want to open that. Okay, so here it is here. And I want to edit, select all, and then edit, cut. I can get rid of that there completely, and no, I don't want to save the image. And now I can go edit, paste, or Command V. So there we go. It's a bit large still. So what I need to do is go edit, free transform, hold down the shift key so it keeps its proportions, and there we go, it makes it a bit smaller. Now I need to figure out a place that I can put it to where it looks okay, and that looks appropriate right there. And yes, I want to apply those changes, so I need to name that QR code just so I know what it is when I look over there. So that looks good. And go ahead and resave your project again, because you never know when you could lose it. You always have to change it to a PXD. Save, save, and it'll ask me if I want to replace, and that I do want to do, yes indeed, and we're good. Okay, so I have that in there. I want to add some more text over to this side, and this is going to be talking about the areas that this company serves. Now, I don't really like that font per se. I'm going to change it. What I should probably do to keep everything the same, I'll leave that the way it is right now, but I'm going to go over here to We Specialize In, and I'm going to see what font that is. So I can go over there, click on the layer, highlight it, and then go, it's Pming, and so I'm going to go look for that. So now I have to go back up to We Serve, take a look, and I want to look for the Pming font. There it is right there. So we're the same now. So that is good. Because we're on the blue and because we've used a lot of yellow text, I want to use a white text with a high white shade, so we'll do that. Click OK, that looks good. Now I'm going to add some more text in there, and this is going to be the different areas that this company serves. Now this isn't a real company, I just made it up. But this poster could be a functioning poster for a company per se. You'll remember that I want to keep all the text white on this one here. Just makes it look all the same and good. Probably want to go down in the size to about, we'll go 25 on this one. But because I want to know what I used over here, I need to go over here to Custom Homes, click on the text, and it's Mistral. Okay, good. So now I'll go back to this layer, click on the words, and I'm looking for Mistral. So there's a lot of different, there it is right there, Mistral. Okay, good. And I'm going to just move it down a little bit. There we are. Okay, so another thing I want to do is I want to add a hammer in there. So what we can do is we can go to open image, and we can go find that hammer that you've already saved. It should be in your desktop. If it isn't, mine's saved somewhere else, but you can look on your desktop for yours. Mine's in my Computer 7 folder because that's where I put it. And it's taking forever to find stuff. My computer's being slow tonight. Anyways, Pixlr Graphics is where I have mine, so that's where I'm going to find it. If you don't have one, you can go online and find one. Look for a hammer PNG. At any rate, here I am. Here's my hammer PNG. So I'm going to open that. And it's very large. So I'm going to, right off the bat, free transform, hold down the shift key, and make it quite a bit smaller. Now I'm going to take that image, and yes, I want to keep that. I'm going to take that image and I'm going to cut it. But first I have to select all and then cut. So now I can get rid of that box. No, I don't want to save the image. Now I'm back on the main page here and I want to paste it. So there we are. Now I can move it around, make sure I have my selection tool. And I'm just going to move it up here, kind of in between a little bit. And that's looking quite nice. So that's good. So before we go any further, let's save it once again as a PXT. Click OK. And go through that whole process again. And click save. And we're good. And you should have had to replace it as well. I didn't because I saved it in a different spot that time. Anyways, last part of this is what we're going to do is we're going to add some diamonds, but I'm going to make it in a new video just so this video isn't so long. So stay tuned and come back for video number 3.